And speaking about that off-grid, that is far better. This van on paper is one of the most technologically advanced vans which you can get. It has everything. It's got automated leveling, digital switching, Truma air conditioning. It really has got what you might think is a wish list, but it is actually a spec list. But for a van to have all those components, it really does need to have the fundamentals right. So today we're going to have a look at the fundamentals just to see what this van has got. And as you can see, this is an Ecowagon van. This is a van, this is the Series 2 of the generation of the Mercedes Sprinter platform, the Series 2 Expo Plus. As you can see from the front, and this one has got a private registration plate, H25 Eco. So first of all, externally, it's got metallic grey paint. It's got these black Rhino off-roady wheels. Around the top here, it's got an electric awning. So basically, you press a button and that awning comes out. It's also got electric doors, which we shall go in a minute. And you can see blackout around here, so it's not very easy to see in. And on a day like today, that's absolutely perfect because it's making sure that that sunlight doesn't go in there and make you far too hot. And even if it did, it's got air conditioning. Shall we have a poke around inside? In fact, before we do go inside, let's not forget that this has got an LED light bar on the top, 48 LED lights, laser lights. Anyway, let's get on inside. So as we can see, as we open the door, this electric step came out. That's obviously just to make sure you can get in there with relative ease. So coming inside, oh, we've actually got somebody in here. I'm not quite sure that Mabel's going to be included in the price tag, but Mabel is here anyway. In fact, we might as well start at the front as Mabel's there. So we've got these two swivel seats, two captain's armchairs. So you've got the armrest on there, both leather upholstered, and you can see it's got the Mercedes screen there. Automatic vehicle. This one is the two-wheel drive, but 4x4 is an option. We'll be able to get these specs in the four-wheel drive also, which is one of the very, very popular options for this kind of van. And then just to the right-hand side of the driver's seat here, we've got the Alco self-leveling. So basically you press the buttons, the supports come out from underneath the vehicle and it can be leveled off that way. So you're making sure that you're going to be level on your pitch when you're going to be going in there. So just coming back a little bit, we've got the locker above here, and it's actually a really deep locker. You can be storing your bedding in here. I do know that it's very large and it can store all your pillows and duvets, etc. Not that you're going to need duvets on a day like today. Other storage cupboard above the fridge. And speaking of the fridge, got this Thetford fridge. Because it is a larger vehicle, you do get a very large space for your fridge. And then it's got the freezer compartment in the top there. This vehicle is a gasless van. So as far as the cooking's concerned, we have an induction hob. So we've got induction hob here, and I'll come on to the electric side of things in a moment. So induction hob here, you've got an oven, a microwave, and also an air fryer all in one. And that is there. Something which is very, very popular with people at the moment. Air fryers are fantastic for cooking your food. Can cook a wide variety. I'm not a cooking channel, so I'm not going to go into that too much. Underneath that, you've got these large drawers. So plenty of place to be storing your pots, pans, cutlery. No, you won't be putting your cutlery in there, but your utensils you might be putting in there. So two large drawers there. And then you've got these four smaller ones on this side here. And as you can see, that one itself is rather deep. But cutlery, you'd probably be wanting to put that in this one here, where we've got the leaflets. Oh yeah, did they know they've also doing the new Transporter? What do you think of the new Transporter? A lot of people are moving to these bigger vehicles. Anyway, so whilst we're talking about storage, we'll come around the back here. So you've got storage all the way around the U shape of the back of the van. So opening upwards, and then you've got this little lip here. So that lip's going to prevent things from sliding out. And again, relatively deep. So you've got plenty of place for storage. Windows wise, you've got windows which open out, letting that fresh air. And they've also got a blind system. So the blind system, pull down for your flies and then pull up for the blackout side of things. So you might just be wanting to have a little bit of darkness, get out of that sun for a little while, so you can put the blinds, and they've got magnets on them, so they do actually attach together. I shall just show you that. So they will just click together, and then you've got them there like that. Blinds also around the back, so the doors on this one open outwards. I'll show you out there in a moment, but you've got the opening windows there, so you can be letting some more fresh air in, which is definitely something which you need. One on the other side as well, and then you've got this skylight here, which again has got blinds, and this one's a domestic one. So pull across that to black it out, and then pull it across this way for the fly side of things, and again you can open that up for more ventilation. But even more interesting in this van, it's got a lot of electrical power, which we'll come on to. But this one has the Truma air conditioning. So Truma air conditioning is definitely something which a lot of people are wanting at the moment. The fact that the temperatures which we're actually going through at this moment in time, we're 30 odd degrees on some of the days, and people are wanting to keep cool. And if you're in a camper van, it can be a bit of a metal box, so obviously it can heat up rather quickly. So when you've got a large electrical system, then you can actually be running air conditioning whilst you're off grid. How long will be dependent on what the actual pole of the actual conditioning is, and also how big your batteries are. But obviously if you're on hookup, that's not going to be a problem at all. But yeah, so this is fitted with the Truma air conditioning, and all that is controlled. You've got the iNet control system here. So you've got the iNet control system because it's got the Truma, the 4DE, the diesel and the electric heater. So you can actually be obviously using your heater, and then you've got the heater for the warm and also hot water, and then you've got the air conditioning for the cool. Now this is a fantastic bit of kit. So this is the Garmin control panel, digital switcher, and it is really in depth. So won't go through it all today, but you've got all your tank levels on there. You know, you can control your toilet, your water pumps, your fridges, your USBs. All your lights are on here. So each light has got its designated slider, and then as far as that's concerned, they can be completely dimmable. Turn them off, and then here shows you what the power of the system is doing. So it shows you the state of the batteries, what the capacity of it is. It's also showing what the input of the solar is, and on a day like today, 9.6, 9.7 amps are coming in from that solar power, which is good, but you would expect that. Even though we are probably in an area here where there is a little bit of overhang of trees, that's pulling in a relative amount of power. You can just see the nice little logo there for Ecowagon. So yeah, so this is the control panel which you'd be able to customize. But also the benefit of this system is the actual controls. You can control it from your phone as well. So you can actually have an app on your phone, and the controls can be done through the phone as well. So a lot of people like that kind of technology, being able to do things from your phone. And yeah, I am quite guilty of that myself. I do like the fact that you can control these things from your mobile devices. So yeah, so Garmin control system. But as far as power is concerned, what power have we got in this van? What electrical system have we got? Well, the electrical system sits underneath this seat here. So the lounge, which I'll come back onto in a moment, but in there we have the power. So on this one we've got 3 times 180 amp hour of lithium, Victron lithium power. We've got the Orion DC-DC charger, we've got solar charger, we've got links distribution, we've got the Garmin panel in there, we've got the Victron 3000 watt inverter. So the electrical system in here is extremely capable, as I said, of, you know, providing power to your induction hobs, your air fryers, your microwaves, all those kind of systems, which it's been built specifically for that. And you might not think 3 times 180 amp hour is a lot. Well, there's actually room for more in there. There is more room in the system underneath here where you could actually expand on that, make it bigger, change those batteries out for something larger if you so wished. So this lounge area, it is U-shaped, and I shall show you, like I said, in the garage in a moment. But as far as this is concerned here, down this side, we have a size of bed, which is 6'3", I believe it is. So just about fit me in there. And then over this side, because we've got the kitchen unit here, it is 5'10". But obviously, if he was any bigger than that, then the bit down the middle here could fit, well, I don't even know, but absolutely massive. So yeah, so that's that. The bed pulls out from under here, so effectively you pull out the wooden slat, which fixes over this side, and then the cushions arrange so you can actually put the bed there. You've got the room in the middle for a table, and you might have noticed when I was showing you the bed there, that you've got this little bit of an overhang. So what this overhang is for is so you can actually have a bigger shower area, a bigger toilet facility. So in here, this is the toilet. So this is, open that catch there, the door opens, and then you're into the shower area. So you've got the control panel up here, and then you've got this beautiful, I really do actually like these tiles on here. I think it looks really nice. First time I actually opened that, it was like, wow, I genuinely really do like that. So on this wall over here, we have a mirror, so you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. So we've got this lovely sink, really nicely designed sink. And this here is what the shower actually is. Because yeah, you might have noticed, there's not one hung up. Because it is said, I have been told, that due to customer feedback, a lot of people actually like showers like this. Because when you're in the shower, in a campervan, you just kind of like hold it and then you just like put it above your head and you like wash yourself, because it is kind of a confined area. You don't tend to stand under them and do whatever. So yeah, that's what the feedback he was. So he's kind of built it around that, and to be quite honest with you, I actually like that. I think that's actually a really good idea. So that is where the shower comes from, and it obviously doubles up as the tap for the sink as well. So when you're having a little wash, you're brushing your teeth, etc., you have that in there. Got plenty of storage here. So you've got a drawer. So drawer pulls out. Don't know what's in there. Some leaflets and things. And then you've got your cupboard for storing toiletries in that one there. And the toilet, well, this is a toilet I would absolutely love for any of my vans, and this is what is called the Clesana toilet. So this slides out, and this, as you can see, is a bagged system. So basically what you do is you do whatever you're going to do in there, press a button, and it actually electronically seals that bag. Now they do say that you can actually just put that in any general waste bin, and it means that it's completely waterless. There's no chemicals, there's no composting materials or anything like that. It is just effectively a bag. You do your business, you press your button, it seals it up, and then that's it. It is all sealed there. I do love those toilets. No, they are not cheap, but when you're building a van like this, then putting in the best of the best of the best is something which you probably really are looking at doing anyway. So yeah, that's the toilet, something I do. I know it's a toilet, but yeah, I do like that. So we shall leave Mabel alone and go outside. Bless her, I think it's a little bit too hot for her today. So gonna go outside and around the back of the van, which I promised. So in here, we have, because of the way the U-shaped bed is, we've got this storage area under here. Now there's obviously lots of different designs and lots of different configurations for a van of this size, and people have their own preferences of what they want and what they don't want. But the way the bed of this one is and the way the U-shape is, it gives the storage area under here, and you can see you've got the electrical fuses there, and you've got the table, base of the table there. So yeah, so storage area at the back here, and underneath you can see that it's got the tow bar preparation fitted in there. So just looking at these back doors in a little bit more detail, because we're obviously outside now, you can see that they've also got the blinds on there as well. So round the outside, something else which I didn't point out earlier, it's got reversing camera, and then round this side you can see you've got your electrical hookup on this side of the van there. So that's where you would plug in on your electrical hookup. So the Ecowagon Expo Plus Series 2, or I think it's 0002 is what they're actually calling it. What do you think of that? So the fundamentals stack up as well as a spec list. It's got the bed, it's got the proper kitchen, it's got everything as far as storage is concerned that you would want. It's got a decent toilet, it's got a decent shower, a large fridge. So when you are going off grid for however long a period of time that is going to be, then you do have that fridge to be storing lots of food in there. And speaking about that off grid, arguably that toilet is far better when you are off grid than some of the other toilets that are available. Because if you are talking about going off grid in a camper van which has got a chemical toilet or maybe a composting toilet, you're going to have to stop at some particular point to get rid of that and empty that toilet out and make sure that it's available for something else. But with that, it's just in bags. So is that better for an off-grid camper van than any other toilet on the market? It does pose a good question. And I am going to be doing a camper van toilet comparison video coming soon. Anyway, if you haven't seen any of the other videos where I've done about camper vans, maybe the Expo Plus on the Transporter, which Ecowagon have done, then you can have a look at those videos here. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon.